Hey everyone, Suzi here, and today we're playing Watcher of Realms. For today's video, we have dev insights, and it looks like they are shaking up the format, so let's check it out, and I will read it so you don't have to. Alright, it says here, to enhance clarity and make it easier for you to follow development responses, we've officially upgraded the format of Dev Insights section. Starting today, all Dev Insights entry will feature a structured Q&A format, commander labels where multiple players ask similar questions, you'll see Commander A and B, and an improved layout. Quoted questions and bold answers make it easy to read at a glance. Check out the latest edition here. Hey! Cool. All right. Okay, so it's like the same topic they're grouping together. This is good to see because so often they combine them a little bit, or like they answer the same one many times throughout the same Q&A, and you're like, oh wait, we already read that. All right, so let's see how they're going here. Question 1. So someone's like, please more legendary skill dust. Please, more legendary skill dust. No point in having crystals if I can't use them. Add more ways to gain skill dust. This is the exact opposite for an endgame player. I don't even buy the skill dust from the Awakening shop because I have so much of it. This is only an early game problem. So it sounds like their balance is a bit weird. Because I have way too much skill dust. So again, so much so that I don't even buy it from the shops where I have plenty of currency. Skill crystals are what we need. We can't use, it's so funny. I remember when Odd One started playing his new account more, he had more crystals than dust too, though. It's definitely a weird switch. And they just say we'll add more ways to earn it. But they consider this more of a something that affects the early game more than the late game if possible. All right, definitely a high demand here. Excuse me. Question 2. Multiple top people are requesting to have the gear saved for Honor's Gauntlet. That is definitely frustrating to try to do those, but make like 3 teams. That's why I didn't bother, because I thought it would be fun to be silly about it and do some really fun themed teams, like maybe only of certain factions or whatever, but then I was like, oh, I'd have to move all that gear around. Never mind. So they do say we're currently developing the feature to quickly switch gears. This will be implemented as soon as it's ready. To quickly switch gears? What does that even mean? Maybe you could have gear sets that are like linked to certain characters, and when you use that character in a battle, you can be like, import this set, yep, import this set, yep. Like just click, click, click. I don't know. I don't know. There's hope. Alright, question 3 is related to Divine 1+1 Summoning Banner. I think this type of banner would be a good way to mitigate how bad it feels to go through pity with Divines, considering the low drop rate of legendaries. It can be similar to the rare version. There's nothing still on rate up, but a consolation prize is an additional hero. You can call it Surprise Divination of Spirits Banner. No, not of Spirits, because Spirits are... I guess Invocation of Spirits or Divination of Spirits. Okay, fine, maybe. But yeah, anyway, it doesn't have to be every month like the rare. Perhaps maybe every 2 months to allow people to build them up. It could be beneficial to both players and spenders of every tier. They say we will consider introducing banner events as such. So a 1+1 with Divines is a consideration. I like to hear that. That sounds fun. Right? Alright, there's a couple other requests for rerunning certain banners. Like here, someone is mentioning a Captain Rev. They've played for 100 days, and characters like Anora and Sun Wukong have been rerun twice. They've never had the opportunity to pull for Rev, Falcia, or Gwendolyn. And then someone else, it's been 6 months now since the last Ingrid banner, and you're giving us Iovar instead. Hey, I need Iovar. Don't hate on that. Please give me another Iovar banner as soon as possible. You screwed up making her strong, but but as the player base, we should not have to wait 6 months in between her banners. Torador is due, Ingrid is due, Morrigan is due, Iovar is not. Which is funny because they put Iovar and Torador on the same banner. Morrigan, they just put a banner out. But people don't want a Morrigan banner. You should not summon for a character, one of the lords that you can get on a normal banner that you can get with nascent summons instead with ancients. Hell no. Only way Morrigan should be a banner or Torador should be a banner is if it's on the normal summoning, not ancients. That's what I think. But yeah, we'll agree to disagree with these people, and I bet some of you will agree with me too. Anyway, they say Captain Rev and Ingrid are currently being scheduled, so another one that's in the pipeline. Oh god, we know Kigiri's being scheduled. Everything is being scheduled. That could mean 6 months from now, though. So let's not overly analyze that like you guys did last time, thinking that Kigiri was going to be next, but I totally told you guys he was not going to be next. I told you. All right, and I really love this idea. Oh, sorry, my eye is really driving me crazy today. I'm glad I didn't live stream, so if I'm extra winky or derpy looking, I'm sorry. Yeah. So, please make newly added heroes banners, having secondary banner hero as a choosable one either way, so you're going to end up with something that's useful. Just the normal pool, so if someone ends up missing a hero and the rates are too random, I missed Yuri for the second time, so the rates are not acceptable no matter what communicated, blah blah blah. Okay, but the idea of the lucky pick being more common along with a new hero plus a lucky pick, a new hero plus a lucky pick is a fun idea because then people can choose which older hero they try to target. That wouldn't be bad, honestly. I actually genuinely like that idea, but they do say we will introduce the lucky pick banner from time to time. Please stay tuned in game to the notice center for the latest issues or latest news. So it hasn't been very often, but that Lyra wasn't that long ago, I guess. It was Christmas. Okay, maybe it was. So once every 6 months might be their reality. I don't know, guys. Alright, so there's a comment here. Thank you for the new update. One problem they encountered is that when you do a guild boss run, Drake's Chasm on the phone and save the gear successfully and log into the PC later, the gear is not saved on the PC. I did Drake's Chasm again on the PC, saved the gear, logged the phone. This time it was not on the phone. So they say here, we have verified that this is a display issue in cross-platforming. The display issue may happen to the save gear button when switching devices. However, it is synced already. We recommend you give it another try. So even if you click it and it doesn't look like it's actually saved your gear, it probably has. Try to run it and see if it's okay. Alrighty. This is a nice suggestion too. Like someone asked, can you add the option to clear sandbox or to copy from the original sandbox for GBG? Or people say, give us a way to clear defenses from the sandbox. Once you set up the sandbox, there's simply no way to fully clear out any defenses, so it uses your guild defenses again. I don't know what they mean exactly. I haven't played with that. But they're saying, thank you for your suggestion. If a player has set up defenses in both the sandbox and guild versus guild, the friendly face-off will prioritize using the team in the sandbox. We will add a new setting in the future that allows players to prioritize challenging the GVG team instead. Yeah, that makes sense because if your friend's like, hey, test my team, but then you go in to do friendly face-off and all it does is keep doing the sandbox and you're like, sorry, I can't. It doesn't let me. That's really bad design from the beginning. So glad that is going to be fixed. That definitely needs to be fixed. Alright, so can you make our ancient summoning record in Pity available even when there's no ancient summoning going on? It's true, it's really annoying to be, like, if you want to be like, wait, where was I? I'm trying to plan. Maybe, I guess you wouldn't buy ancients when there's not an ancient event because they don't put those packs out. But it does help you affect a lot of people with spending decisions. But they say, currently speaking, the ancient summoning's record is tied to the ancient summoning banners. It's not possible to check the record. There is no permanent summoning banner. So in other words, no. Please add a forge button at the bottom of the main screen. They say they are adding it to the camp screens. It's expected to be implemented in the second half of this year. Oh yeah, this is annoying too. Don't force us to play a 30-minute tutorial before we can recover our accounts after your update. Yeah, there was a big update where people had to re-log into their accounts, but they had to play through the tutorial to get to the point where you can re-log into your account. Games definitely need to be better about letting you break away from a tutorial sooner rather than later. Yeah, sometimes for reasons like this. Or it's, you know that little button when you go to log into your screen and it loads the game? There's a tiny little like ID picture in the corner that you have to click like within this couple seconds or it's gone. Just make it where like I honestly prefer the one extra click of every time you open the game, you verify, yep, go into that account, or no, I want to change my account. That would be even better because then it makes it so much easier to make sure you're going into the right account in the first place. Or there's issues where if you used to play Watcher of Realms and you stop and then you uninstall the game completely, but then you install it again in the future, it remembers your old account. Even if your old account, you gave it to a friend and they're playing it instead and the login information's changed, it still remembers the account even if your login information has been completely disconnected and changes. So it would be nice to like make sure when you're logging into an account on your PC or your phone that you're really logging into an account you want, or ideally allowing a guest account feature for the sake of re-rolling, which is quite popular in these games. Hey, there you go. And kind of the same question. Someone's like, needing authorization code every time I swap between my main account and stuff is really annoying. Can we at least get some way to remember two accounts? I think that's a thing too. On your device, again, my idea of being able to switch accounts, like if, okay, Dragonair is a good example. When you go to there, open up Dragonair, there's a start screen. You can see, okay, it's logged into this account. You can click to change accounts. And if you've remembered multiple accounts, you can switch between them. Whether that be a guest account, which it only remembers one guest account though, but guest account and different Gmail addresses or whatever, you can switch between them easily and you never have to go back and forth with extra verification. So yeah, they do say we will add a feature to remember the account to fulfill players' need for fast switching. So they said, yes, we will add. So that's nice to see if you do access multiple accounts on a regular basis. All right, let's end here with the final little note for Arena. So someone says, I have two problems with the way damage works in Arena. The first is with random units doing damage to the tower without getting to the tower, or just randomly having damage dealt and losing 0.1 tower health for no reason. Second problem is the defense team is the 0.1 safety net when they're taking damage. What happens is the damage is ticking when you get down toward 0%. The damage will always stop at 0.1% before hitting 0. Sorry, 0.1, my bad. With the other one. But yeah, this should not happen and should lose the amount per tick. If losing 8% per tick and it's 12% tower health, then the first tick should be 4%, then 0%. Not 4%, then 0.1%, then 0. They say, thanks for the feedback. The issue was caused by an error in the calculation of floating point numbers. The calculation logic is different from the display logic. We'll improve the algorithm in the future to better match the display. Fancy math stuff there that I did not follow anyway. But yeah, that's it for the Dev Insights for June 17th. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.